You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Harry.
And it's me, Brian. And we're already missing Skype because this is the second time I've recorded this introduction. On this episode, we are covering anime that aired the week of episode 19? No, April 19 to April 25, 2025. Starting with YAIBA, episode 3, Another Maken, which I've said now twice.
Another.
In which Onimaru does his best to get expelled from school.
Did I get a spell? It's just that stops coming because he's busy being falling into evil,
Yes.
uncovering all the dark secrets. I need to bear in mind he's like becoming the super fucking villainous dude who's on account of a child was bullying me, but you learn he's probably coming under the evil sway of a cursed sword.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I mean, like, he did see the evil sword, and it's like, we could give you power last episode, and he's like, I could beat up that child. Yes, I will take them. So yeah, he's gone full into it. But the thing I meant to ask was, in the comic, do they build up the list a little longer? Because this seems like very much so
Yeah, I
ramping
think so.
right the
I've
fuck
not
up.
gotten far. I've not got this far, but I know, as I think I mentioned, I think the first episode covers like 5 chapters of the comic, so I assume this is chapter 15 by the end of this.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's fucking rocketing.
They really want to get to the good shit, which is magic swords, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
I say the 90s one went even faster. That was 6 chapters for the first episode.
Okay.
And it managed to fit more, and it cut less things out.
Well, imagine Detective Conan would be fucking going at this speed. It would have been done years ago.
Yeah, occasionally I did notice that occasionally it does go super. It has gone ridiculously fast in the past, but I think they've decided that's not a good idea at this point. Yeah. So meanwhile, the other boys in the class are trying to get YAIBA interested in boobs for some reason, and he's like, "Well, why would that interest me?" I think this is like the establishing like his sort of pure heart that will allow him to pull his magic sword out of the ground.
He's a little shit, but he doesn't get boners. Okay, so that's the stipulation.
No,
basically.
all he knows is violence and nothing.
So he goes out to fight Onimaru, who's turned up to school. He's grown horns. Everyone's looking out the window.
Something different about you, J.O.D. Mara. I can't have a figure on it.
You better be a couple of feet taller, buffer, and have grown demon horns and fangs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
also, you have a magic sword. That's a different thing.
Well, they don't know that yet, because YAIBA goes to fight him, and then he pulls the sword, and he's like, "Oh shit, this guy's got a live sword." I'm still going to fight him.
YAIBA holds his own with a bit of pipe that has managed to get in the debris of the fight, but it's kind of like, oh, so you're going to fight me for real with a pipe? All right, magic sword time. It can shoot wind at you, I think is the basic way to put it.
Give him the stinger and just smack him into the wall, crater him into the wall numerous times.
Or chop the school in half is the other thing he manages to do.
He's about to finish him off when he's saved by his animal friends. And
I'm surprised he didn't want vengeance on that vulture who we thought ate his pigeons the last episode. It's like, it's that vulture, my main enemy. Yeah.
And then at home, YAIBA's crying because he wasn't able to win, and his dad's like, he's finally growing, he's learning defeat. And then
Papa's your drunk old dad. I wouldn't know anything about a magic sword up in a mountain.
Yes. So yeah, the rest of the episode is YAIBA going to, is it Mount Tengu?
Mount Tengu.
Yeah.
To be a crazy old man.
Yes.
His dad tells him there's one sword that can beat it, the opposite number, the thunder one as the wind one. And yeah, he asked the girl, he's like, do you know where it is? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, I'm kidnapping you so you can take me to Mount Tengu. By which I mean tying her to the back of his tiger.
Yes.
That sounds a lot worse than it is, I guess, because it's a very friendly tiger.
In her pajamas. Don't worry, he's brought some clothes. He's brought her favourite clothes because she's wearing them all the time. which is her school uniform.
Yeah.
And then so the old guy up the mountain is definitely not Hapasai from Ranma 1/2, just as much as the old lady is definitely not Clone
No,
from
it's
Ranma
just
1/2.
Masashi Miyamoto we learn. He's just like, he's just become a shriveled old dwarf all the time, waiting for the rightful chosen bearer of the sword.
He's been here for like 400 years, according to. Even though he keeps coming, like I'm barely older than you, small children. It's just
I'm 28.
In the grand scheme of things, 400 isn't that fucking old when you think about it. It's
compared to a
fair
rock,
enough, no. Yeah. Also, I do much and all. Yeah, it is taking off the character design. They do make him look more bird-like. He's halfway between like being an owl and something else. It's a good look.
Yes. And yeah, he's got this sword that he's been guarding, and he himself can't pull it out because if you're unworthy, you get electrocuted, as Sayaka finds out. But turns out YAIBA is worthy, and he just yanks it straight out of the ground, and then discovers, oh my goodness, this sword is very heavy.
It's also much heavier than the wooden one.
Also filled with a lightning demon, who, if you can't bring its spirit under control, he'll take you over and you're going to start smashing stuff.
Yeah, and that happens.
That's all right. That's
kind of Miyamoto going like, it's not this fucking kid. This isn't the legendary samurai I've been waiting for, is it? It's like, fuck, he definitely is. I'm going to have to teach him how to use this thing, because otherwise the world will be overrun with demons, and, that's a bad thing.
So at the sword wield you, like it is Onimaru, is becoming this, like, it's going to be like, there's even more, like, evil fucking demon guys I can probably bring to my cause to get that YAIBA.
It's also Onimaru going through the ancient scrolls that are in his basement and going like, oh, there's a second sword. I'll fucking take that one as well. Sure, I'll be grand. Yeah, I'll have both the magic swords, the one that can defeat me and the one that can, I'll have both of them, so I'll be grand. Pretty good plan, but I was going to have to do some training with a weird old man, I guess.
Well,
but it won't take very long.
I was going to say, I don't think they have much time for training, because it was so
no.
attacked by a load of
on the speed of this, no fucking way. Yeah.
And it's just kind of rocketed through. Like it's just like on the face of it, it is like this very kind of platonic ideal of like you're a Shonen Jump manga of this era. So you kind of feel that a little bit in this how it moves and how it looks as well, because so much is so kind of earnest, and again this platonic ideal of this kind of story is like fun. Well, we've all between us, if I have noticed many of these, this is go fucking this kind of very loose and wild as all the animation.
Sure.
So you feel like, almost like the headspace is kind of freedom and saying, don't need to kind of like, think too hard about like what this is. No, it's like good guys versus bad guys, magic swords, special powers, crazy old man. You all know this one. How would you do it? And it's coming across in the how it looks. So it's like, well, it's moving too quickly, and while it's like, we're racing through stuff. It's not like it's like a told story we're talking about here. It isn't that dense. So,
it's not Karakuri Circus so far.
No.
In terms of, we've lost our way because we've skipped so much of the story. Yeah, the other thing, as which tells you its timing, is there's when he declares himself the legendary samurai, is that he has a very sort of 80s gag manga expression, goofy, ridiculous style.
Yes.
Of like, I'm a completely unworthy person claiming I can do this.
Yeah, it's taking itself very seriously in terms of like it putting out like just fucking gorgeous, packed full of motion and everything animation, but like the actual tone of it, it's like does not take itself very seriously at all. It realizes that a small child is being the ultimate legendary guy is a very silly concept, and it's going to have fun with that.
Yeah, chapter 14, it looks like, is where it's up to so far.
Okay.
Slowing down.
Yeah, just going to give things time to breathe. Yeah, there's like an entire chapter where he fights one of the teachers that they completely excised from the first episode. So I don't think they've really slowed down. They've just stopped cutting so much stuff out. I think it's probably
right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, now it might be actually important stuff here. So.
Then we've got Anne Shirley, episode 3. Looking forward to things is half the pleasure, in which Anne has been invited to a picnic with all the other girls, and there's going to be ice cream. This will be the very first time she's eaten ice cream, and won't that be wonderful? And particularly the first half is, I was like, yeah, I'm just getting those Ed Grimley vibes again when she's like explaining before the event how wonderful the event's going to be.
Pretty decent, I must say, bro.
Yes. But oh no, she can't go because she's gone and lost. Is it Marielle?
Marilla's brooch.
Marilla's brooch, yes.
Her lovely brooch that her mother gave to her and saying, okay, and then it's okay if you were fooling around with it, but man, where is it now? Fun saying.
No, I picked it up and I put it back on the dresser, and it's like, it's not on the fucking dresser. I fucking tore my room apart. Where did you take it? And he's like, I fucking told you I put it on the dresser. It's just like, all right, in your room. You're not going out. You're not allowed out until you tell the truth.
No, until you confess.
Until you confess. Actually, yeah. She admits later on she set herself up for a fall there because Anne comes up with a wonderful confession after like a day.
It's just, there I was, typical Anne Shirley, out daydreaming, pretending I was like doing ballet on the lake, and I wouldn't you know it, I just dropped the brooch into the water. I'm very sorry about that. I know your mother loved it. And again, she's just like, she practices, but it sounds now insincere.
Yeah, and everyone's brought her dinner, and she's like taking a pee, and it's like, I took it just to view it one last time in its beauteousness, and it dropped into the crystal lake, forever gone. You know, it's just like the dramaticness of a child. It's very good. And everyone's just like, all right. As punishment, you're not going to that fucking picnic. He's like, what the fuck? I confess, so I could go to the picnic.
I did a really good job on that. I practiced all night.
Yeah, but it turns out Marissa had it left it on her shawl, I think, or something like that. It was still attached.
It slipped into the laundry. Like,
yeah.
Happens to the best of us. But you gotta be fair to Marilla. It was just like, you know what? I done fucked up here. This kid is too good for her own good. No, confessing to something, like copping to something that he never did.
Which is technically lying, but it is like, and she's like, but I fucked up more, so I'll forgive you if you forgive me.
Okay, fucking sandwiches, go. Machu, get the fucking horse and cart out. She's going to that picnic. Whoosh. Get her out of there.
The picnic is delightful. The ice cream is delicious. We get a montage of a girl nearly falling into the fucking lake. Exciting stuff. Yeah. And even more, well, not more exciting, differently exciting, her first day of school.
Yes. Where we meet the teacher. Oh, the important thing also in the first part is... is also that Marilla keeps on having these visions of Rachel Lynde.
See, that's if you haven't copped on that Marilla's very like Anne. That is absolutely it, because the little thing of her friend is like, I can't tell my friend the fucking weird child I adopted is stolen and lost my brooch, because she'd be like, I'm a weird little fairy.
I told you so.
She's seeing her in the pot where she's cooking the unromantic pork and beans or something like that. Yeah. And she sees her in the pot, and she like closes the pot lid on the fairy. So it's like, no. So like, you also have a wild imagination, but you literally put a lid on it is basically the thing. It's nice.
It's just so intrusive. It's like, I can't get it out.
Yeah.
It's to build to the final bit where she has to admit, I'm gonna have to ask Rachel for advice on this.
Rachel's gonna tell everyone, but I am gonna have to ask her. Yeah.
So they go to school where Gilbert Blythe is returning to the school.
He's been away. He's super hot. He's nearly 14 years old.
Yes.
All the ladies love him.
Look at a mustache soon.
A couple of years.
No, give it a year if it's a shitty one.
Yeah, and he flirts with the girls by teasing them, and then tries to do it to Anne, and she erupts and smashes a slate over his head.
I was looking forward to this, and it built up to it very nicely, because when he calls her friend like Crow or something like that, because she's got really dark hair, he's like, oh, this girl's ignoring me, and everyone's like, oh, girl's ignoring him. He's like, fucking, I'm embarrassed in front of the boys, because and imagining herself dancing on the lake with black hair.
Just shutting out. Is this like, hey, Carrots, what's up? It's just like, fuck. She's like, I'm not saying what the fuck you say. The fuck you say. And she smashed through like to get individual little slate and chalk in the class and just busted over his head.
I appreciate the teacher kind of like from the teacher kind of going like, what the fuck is going on over here? Like, again, we're swearing, they're not swearing in this. It's classical literature. And your man kind of going like, it's my fault. I was teasing her, and he's like, all right, fucking, you hit him with a slate to the front of the class. And later on, she's getting annoyed outside and is late back to class. And other boys are late back to class and rush in and hit off her. And she slams into the teacher, so she gets the blame for that. Has to sit in the boys' side of the class. The embarrassment. She's never going back to school again.
Can't even on the boys' side. You can't gossip with the girls, you know.
Yeah.
I think more importantly, she can't sit next to Diana and stare out the window, imagining that she's dancing on the lake.
Yeah. It's ruined school, basically. Is what I'm trying to say.
There's the most like nice, to know, is like, even to walk to school. Oh, we want a nice like woodland trail. Meet all the girls. You get all the goss. She's finding out what gossip is. They share lunches. That's really good. It's just that teacher and his rules. Like, can't get through that dude. He's completely relentless.
I think it is like 2 days of school as well, because like the first day she's meeting the girls and they share lunches and everything goes super well. The second day, this motherfucker comes in and ruins the entire experience for her. So she goes home early, even though like you can't leave early, school's still on. But she does anyway, and she's never going back to school ever.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of really forget with her that she's very positive and upbeat, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't have her certain feelings and sensitivities about certain parts of herself, i.e. her hair. Yeah. Don't mention the hair.
Yes, and she was very happy that someone said she had a pretty nose as well.
But it's very good. She's just like brought upon herself as well. It's just like the teacher, he didn't put the E in my name. He didn't put the E. The E is crucial to the whole thing.
Yeah, he's written above her head on the thing. Anne is very bold. Anne is violent. She needs to stop being violent above her head. But it's like, you didn't fucking put the E on it. That's the thing that annoys her, not the sentences
that's not
calling
me.
her.
I don't have to consider my actions. That's Anne, Shirley. I'm on Shirley.
Yes, and she would be fine because she got over it at lunchtime, but then because she didn't get back in time, that made things worse, and that's what sets her off of, I'm not going back to school ever. It's very good that, like, Gilbert, you have that niceness about him after the event that you're like, oh,
like,
no,
he realizes I took it too far.
Yes.
Fuck.
It should be him who's being punished and not her. And we can also understand why Annie's not going to notice that in the moment at all.
No. It's very much so. Her thing is like a self-centeredness that, again, is the self-centeredness of a child. So it's also understandable and forgivable. But it's also, she can't see. It's like him of trying to apologize to her. It's like, I'm fucking not talking to you no more. That kind of thing.
And we get an opening as well this episode.
That's right, actually. I did forget we didn't get in the last ones.
I was wondering if it was going to do an opening up and said, maybe they're just going to, fully just go out of this, like, with an opening, like, this mess with the atmosphere of it all. And say, no, it feeds into it. Just seeing her, I think that it's that one bit which is just like fun, someone going out like that, just strutting out into the pasture. That's brilliant. That's totally something. That's totally her.
Also, it ends on the older Anne. Which I think kind of confirms what people think is that they're going to do at least 2, maybe 3 of the books.
Yeah. I covered the high points that they want to as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, still very good. I think probably the best thing airing at the moment.
It's just super charming. I feel like I kind of better after like, oh no, man.
Yeah.
Clocking in another fun day at work, man. I'm from really fun run down. This instantly makes me feel just really positive and good about things again. It knows like just the right thing to tell you.
And then Gagaman Biyor go episode 3. What was this one called?
The Journey of a Starboard Journey, something.
Narrow Road to Oku, episode 2. Episode
I
1
decided
was
to look up
20
none
years
of the.
ago.
Yeah, I decided to look up none of the context that would make me get this joke more, so to see if it would work on me. I remember you saying it, and I was like, no, it's still very funny. So I don't know what the fuck they're
Yes.
talking about, but it's still good.
What's the poet's name who we're following?
He does give his name, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't subtitle the text boxes on there.
Yeah.
God, Gag Manga. Anyway, yeah, he's always. While part 1 was 20 years ago, there have been other ones between episode 1 and episode 2 of this guy's story. Yes, he's constantly trying to go from on this journey, and he's constantly being annoyed by his friend Sora. Matsuo Basho is who it is. That is who we're following.
Oh, well, the Basho should have been the clue
Oh,
there.
yeah, he signs it at the end of the fucking every haiku he does. Yeah. But yeah, initially the problem is that it's just like, all right, you're carrying my stuff. It's like, where is it? It's like, it's this. It's like, you have everything and the kitchen sink in here. It's like, do you really need this wooden bear? It's like, well, I mean, like, what if I need it though? You know, it's that with every fucking piece of bullshit in his thing.
He's all going, better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. You know what I mean?
Do you need this traffic cone? It's like, well, I mean, what if there's an emergency? You know, a fucking, yeah, stupid, funny. They do manage to go on the journey of, like, when he eventually pulls out of the bag a suitcase containing all the essentials for travel. Yes. It's like, you're fucking carrying that and I'm carrying nothing. That's what's happening right now. Good stuff.
Yes, the things in the bag there's things which are completely anachronistic in there as well.
The traffic cone
the traffic cone, and the animation changes when he turns him into a spinning top by sitting him in the traffic cone.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little fucking like a clay model.
Yes. Yeah, there's not so much of a narrative this episode. It's just
he just like we just like, you know, it's I know how to get him on the journey faster. I'll be like a monster in the woods and scare him into running away.
He's oh fuck, my assistant, he got lost and what did he tell me? If it's like, if you ever get lost in the woods, remember, start reciting haikus, because that means the monsters can't get you. As long as you're making new poetry, nothing can hurt you. And he's like, okay. So then he starts chasing him in increasingly amounts of scary masks, and he just keeps making up haikus, most of which are fucking terrible.
This just sounds like something that was written to torment the voice actor.
Yeah. Recite these haikus as quickly as possible in a panicked way. Yeah.
That's it. I've not seen what next week's is yet, so I'll be a surprise, because I realised this week if I watch things too early, I can't remember what happened in them when we get to recording.
That, and you might watch the next thing, like the next episode, and you won't remember what the episode you're supposed to be talking about.
But you need to use the time wisely, considering the amount we have through here. Yeah. This guy can take better notes. Get better habit of that.
Kowloon Generic Romance, episode 3.
Oh, I've put in the wrong number there.
Yeah, that confused me.
Episode 4. Wow, it's just really like going wacky with its timeline now. Whoa.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
That creepy dude, who we makes kind of moves in you. He's like come to the office. He's one of our clients. So he's back in the
picture. Like that man. I don't like him. I didn't like him before, but now I like him even less.
Is it the tongue? Is it
no? It's when he stuffs his tongue down her throat, kind of thing. I'm just like, don't be doing that. That's gross.
Yeah,
unprompted.
He feels like a throwback character.
Yeah.
He's also, we learned that he's not while he's going to inherit the pharmaceutical company, he's not the legitimate son.
He's the son of
a mistress
guy and a mistress. Yeah.
And the legitimate son is missing, presumed dead.
But no, he isn't.
Missing, presumed killed.
Any of the other characters. And the waiter at the tea house is his boyfriend, or at least somebody who looks exactly like him is his boyfriend.
His aide, to say anyway.
Yes.
See, I was half wondering if that
the
guy
maids
was
were
the
suggesting that the aide is not true. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, is that guy going to turn out to be the actual legitimate son of the thing? Because it's just like, you seem to know a lot of shit that's going on and have directly involved yourself in these people's lives in order to keep tabs on them. It's strange.
Yes. But also, I'm now wondering whether there's multiple people who there's two of.
Yeah, because it happens. It happens to Kudo as well. Like, he's having memories of going to YAIBA's flat, and it's like the whole experience. Everyone saying, "Wow, I'm going inside her flat," and the whole memory of that. And a similar thing happens when our Reiko Kudo, right? Oh, I'm getting like a new thing from your goldfish. It's very heavy. You can carry it back, and then it's just like he gets this kind of weird like. Almost like he's kind of turning around and look like he's going to beat her on the back and he's smoking a cigarette like she was back then.
But it's also so you can kind of compare it to when she first brought him into the apartment as B and is bringing her in now. Where he's seeing the things like he smiles when he sees like her toothpaste and toothbrush, like exactly the same kind of thing. But then he's kind of annoyed. It's like, wait, you have a plushie. She didn't have anything cute in her thing. So he's annoyed when he sees parts of her that aren't like the woman he fell in love with, but when he sees parts that are, he's like, maybe there's a chance, like there's a shot. Yeah,
she lives in apartment 8 as well, that's why he's hung up on that number. But when he's like asking after like I think like he's talking to some dude like moving some boxes of beer there, it's like I was trying to find this place, like was there any like fucking like land or fucking like property change things? I've been fun seeing the guy's going, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, let's move the boxes. So it's like he's losing the run of things as well. Like things are shifting around for him.
He's trying to find the tea house server's apartment, and there's now a dead end to where that should be. Just like
as you remember, the boxes points out is like, you're the guy who fucking sorts out all the apartments. I mean, like, you'd know better than I would. And it's just like, yeah, but like it says it's here, but this is a dead end. Like there is no apartment here.
And when the pharmaceutical heir is talking to the guy who we presume is the tea house server because they got the same face, he has already approached our heroine earlier wearing a mask. He's got the mask
doing
in
coin
the bedroom.
tricks.
Yes. And
he specified later, it's just like it'd be bad if you were recognized, which is why I assume either he is the tea house owner or he's exactly the same face and doesn't want to be recognized.
It's not recognized by her though. It's recognized by the other person he's keeping an eye on, who we don't have it mentioned.
I was half thinking, was it your man who's working in the office as well? Because it's like, oh, my friend of years is like, how's it going? This is like,
and then there's a third person in their conspiracy is on the phone who's watching somebody else. So not entirely sure what is going on there, but they definitely seem like the villains.
They're up to something. Their evil plans are coming to fruition in this new woman who's a version of an old woman or something like that.
Also, they find an apartment for the very short woman.
Zhao He, weird like things in there, like Reiko shows her a bunch of places, but they never know what. But when Kudo goes, I know just a spot for her. It's kind of a really narrow place, but she's got a lot of storage for all the clothes she says she loves so much, and she kind of, we gotta find the right person, right place, the right person, who might kind of suit their quirks. It's like, but while doing the earlier viewings, it's just like. And it's weird, like, thing is, it's like, no, I won't bother wanting to know that I can't move there, or won't go again. It's just like, what was that? Oh, no, I don't like this place.
It's
so
like
she's
she
having
nearly
some kind
says
of
like
weird
a programmed
flashback
phrase or something. Yeah.
To some other, like, version of that. These events have happened before where you showed me, or I moved into maybe a different flat, but it wasn't, like, part of the normal sequence of events where I should be, so it all went wrong. She has some kind of recollection of that, or
and we get the repeated symbology of, as pointed out, like she got him a flower for helping her move the fish tank that she bought for goldfish, and he's just like, fucking, this is sexual harassment, and then the the short woman is kind of like, you know what sunflowers mean in the language of flowers? It's like I got eyes only for you or something like that. And she's like, I did not fucking know that. But on the roof of the garden is a view to somewhere. It's not even someone's garden of sunflowers. Like they guess a sunflower seed fell down and just propagated all over this one rooftop that they can see from her new apartment. And it's just like that kind of lining up to those symbols kind of lining up as well.
Who's watching the watchers?
Yeah, we also get like a direct statement from your man kind of saying is like, yeah, you're not this woman. And her kind of like existential thing of like, as was pointed out by the pharmaceutical guy, where it's I'm pretending to be this other person. I'm wearing her clothes. I'm living in her apartment. I'm doing her fucking job.
Who am I?
I guess I was getting a similar thing because it's in Vogue or whatever. Like I was getting kind of the Severance thing of it's just like, yeah, you're just like existing in a role. You're not, you're not a person outside of this. But she's like living in someone else's life, even though, as she points out, there's aspects to her that are unique to her, like finding out she really likes lemon chicken, having a friend that she's made outside of being that other person. Like there are things that are new and specifically her, which make her a separate person.
Yeah, but it's also kind of the way the master waiter like kind of says to her phone and say, I don't like this version. I like the way it used to be when he used to do things the way that we liked. It's like it's like that again we're talking about like nostalgia here. GQuuuuuuX describes, nostalgia isn't so bad, like when you get down to it, it's just this yearning to keep something like close inside your heart. So in a way, nostalgia is like falling in love, trying to spin it in a positive way, which is like a nice way to think about it, but it seems to be part of a trap that a lot of these people have fallen into.
But the way she puts it as well is you want to lock it up in your heart. That's the other thing. Like it's there's a sinister. It's a nice sentiment, but because of all this fucking sinister stuff around it, it has a sinister edge to it as a concept.
Anyway, Rico realizing this as she's telling Kudo she's being living in illusion causes her to faint, and that's the end of the episode.
Don't know what's going on. No idea what's going on. It's interesting, but yeah.
Yeah, and also like since they fall out, like it's like her 2020 vision is fading again. She's going to need to be brought out wearing the glasses. It's like, did she? She's like she's gotten too out of sync with the person she's meant to be. So now she has to be snapped back. So now you got to wear the glasses. You got to wear the glasses like it did in the first episode when everyone liked that. You gotta keep that up.
Then we've got Witch Watch episode 3: Fresh Transparent Fashions for Spring, Witch's Delivery Service, and Lost Dogs and the Patter of Rain.
The first part was definitely related to this week's Witch Watch, where that power comes up again, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about this."
Yeah. Remember all these old shitty spells that no one wanted.
There's a whole rake of them, would you believe? She realizes that, from Moy saying, it's like, oh, you always wear the same, I can't remember what those are called, like smocks, is it?
It's a linen smock of varying colors.
And it's just like, I thought because they're different colors and they have different trims, they look different, but I guess they do kind of look all the same to the untrained eye. And it's like, no, he is a very trained eye. He is paying attention to the details. So she's like, I'm going to do the thing to copy fashion out of a magazine and put it on me, but you can only copy it from one angle. That is the angle in the fashion magazine. The back of the dress or whatever you're wearing is transparent. So she can come out all stylish, but only like it's kind of like try and block him from seeing her from any other angle. In a series of, I hope he doesn't see my butt.
It's pretty good. Okay, I'll try something else on.
Shuffle sideways, yeah.
And the payoff is that, Moy has been noticing what she's wearing because he likes her vintage smocks. This is our first clue of one of Moy's obsessions.
What do you mean you felt her material?
The second clue, because his jacket was the previous clue. Yeah.
I mean, like he mentions the jacket as well because he's a fan of 1920s French style, which is apparently what her smocks are because they're hand-me-downs from her granny.
Well, you wouldn't really know it's the fun day. He's wearing a navy jacket. This is not just a navy jacket. I'll have you know. This is a 1925 fucking Laurent Olivier double-breasted, fun 2 pockets, pocket on the inside jacket. This is like this. You've no idea.
Very specific.
No, you've no tastes.
The second part, which is delivery service, is Nico's mum has sent her some manga to read, and it turns out that Nico's mum collects the longest manga possible.
Go 13 isn't that long.
It's Golgo 13, and what was the other main one?
It's
mostly
Kochikame.
Golgo 13. Yeah.
Golgo 13, Kochikame.
Yeah, I think the other one was Nico's. I think the first two are the mums. I can't remember what the third one is, which is Nico's. But yes, they're all really long ones. And there's a letter for Moe from the mum about the prophecy. This is where we learn that the witches fled Europe and their holy land is in Japan.
Which is how Nico's granny is French, kind of thing, I guess is the idea.
Yes.
Yeah. It works. Just that many degrees separated. But and we saw the mother doing the I've forgotten the yoga. Well, no. We at the start of the episode we see her doing the spell that she gets like a book that looks like the evil book from it's a book with teeth, like in Undead Unluck, where it's like I'm in bastard book. It's like, all right, so it gives you like a series of numbers, code. And that's like page, line number, how many words in, that kind of thing, and it'll spell out a thing. The prophecy is you gotta beware raindrops and dogs.
Yes.
And she's like, sorry, I can't get more specific than that. I'm training in Witchland to get better results for this thing. It takes a lot of effort to get these things, but that is accurate. Also, I give you a magic sigil because it's so vague. Like if it rains and there's a dog, it's like, was that the prophecy? It's like this thing will mark when you passed out the prophecy, because otherwise that is like, was that dog during the thunderstorm? Or was it? No, it wasn't that fucking dog. Because I was like, that's a good thing to get. Although it'd be nice if it kind of told you when it was happening, but it tells you after it has happened. But yeah, that's magic.
Anyways, while he's reading all that, Nico decides, man, moving boxes is pretty hard. If only there was two of me. Okay, there's a spell for that makes two of me, but we're half the size. So
half the size, half the
now we need two of us to carry one box in. It's taking too long. If only there was four of us, we'll have to do it ourselves. That was four of us.
The intelligence,
a quarter of our size.
They have the same thought because they're fucking stupid. Now they're quarter the size, quarter the intelligence, quarter the strength, four of them carrying one box in. I'm always like, fine, I'll just use my ogre strength to do it, like I fucking should have in the first place. And yeah.
Then one of them, Nico's, is being chased by a dog, and he has to go and rescue her.
The prophecy? Nope. Punch.
Just a dog.
And then we get Lost Dogs and the Patter of Rain, where they're being stalked by a mysterious man in a dog mask.
Come on out, show yourself. This guy's pretty good. He obviously has martial arts training.
And apparently this is Wonderful Full, the main character in Nico's favourite anime. This dog mask. And this mysterious guy gets into a fight with a boy, and it turns out that this is another one of Nico's familiars. It is Kan, the Tengu.
Yeah, it's nice to be fun saying, I'm a super serious kind of Tengu guy. Yes. Saying, Nico, how are you? Oh, God, I haven't seen you in ages.
He still gets a very cool look at the end of the episode, and it's like, well, next week, complete character assassination.
Nobody's fucked. It's just like, this is the coolest ever going to be.
He's good in a fight. He's good in a fight, and that's the only way in which he is ever cool. So, other than that, yeah. Were we ever given a reason for that dog mask? I kind of hope not, but I imagine.
I don't know. But that's sort of like he was like one of Nico's friends in the
so
Witchland,
he's familiar with her favorite anime
we read the
dog.
same comics.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I think I keep forgetting to mention. I do like the little idents and the ad break where it's like just a little extra context and stuff. Yes. Like I think the last episode was like Moy and that bully saying, he's like, sorry I punched you so much. He's like, sorry I shaved your hair off, but it looks good in you. You know, just like a little still image of them just patching things up, or like the two of them being embarrassed that I saw your butt earlier. You saw my butt earlier. That kind of thing.
Yeah, little doodles between the pages.
They're nice, yeah.
Then we got Go Go Loser Ranger, episode 14, for this school in this moment. in which we find out what life is like in the Green Battalion. They have just their headquarters or an office.
This is kind of it
in town.
A shitty rundown office. And the contrast between our the actual redheaded guy, where he's just like, I'm investigating this thing. I know he's put himself in danger too, but I got to figure this out. And then we kind of cut to him. He's like, no, we missed spin day. We got to fucking wait for like 2 days for the burnable trash next time. It's just like, this is the shit he's having to deal with. Because there are 4 Green Rangers, the main one, the secondary one, and you 2 guys who are the brand new green ones. It's like, that's it, apparently.
And also, I don't know where the main one is, so it's really just us 3 guys and our informant, Chidori.
Yeah. Well, you think we're just being scammed here? Like, you know, we're just the first thing you're gonna get us in to clean your office for free, and it's just like, no, actually, like, Angel, she lifts the file and says, "There are more Green Rangers. See, dead, dead, but they were here, dead, but they did have more."
And it is like the thing of they're absolutely getting used as the gophers in a scam type situation, because it's even like, hey, cook me something. Like, there's no food here. This is a rundown office. It's like, you can have my lunch. And it's like, absolutely, I'll eat your lunch. Also, we got a job to do. Come on, let's go check this out.
Yes,
so they are being taken on serious jobs.
Yeah, there's children have been going missing, and there's this abandoned school full of children.
Delinquents,
and also some sort of delinquent teacher.
Initially, you think it's like they're delinquents, but then when it shows them all hanging out in a warehouse similar to the guys in Kiel from from Windbreakers, they look like regular students just acting tough, because when one kicks in the door going like, "Hello, I'm here," it's like, you're the most delinquent looking child in this entire situation. But I mean, like, the whole situation is very sketchy, because you have the teacher showing up with the full body covering himself snake tattoos.
It's a good week for full body snake tattoos. Have you knew Kowloon to romances? It's like, had there once his boyfriend. It's like, oh, guys, it's like, I'll give this robe for you. Oh yeah, there we go.
It's a cool tattoo, but
you gotta air the tattoo out.
Yeah. But him kind of like walking up to these guys, going like, instead of everyone else, all the other delinquent children in this fucking rusty hangar, basically going like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, yeah, absolutely, you can have a look around. Hey, newbie, show him around. And the incredibly nervous newbie shows them around the school, to which they are having a chat and not finding evidence of a boss monster. So
a guy like you turned up this a few days ago. What? I just probably not right here dudes in the ring.
I got one of those faces. What can I say?
But then the nervous kid tells them to come back on a weekday. This is Sunday. Come back on a weekday, at which they come back on a weekday and walk straight into a trap.
Enemy stand user. It feels very much like
but it's the good shit. It's like, what's the fucking rules of it? And the rules are, if you break the rules of the school, someone announces, you have broken the school rules, and everyone else is behaving like it's a normal school day. It doesn't look run down anymore. As soon as you break it, you go back to the start of the day, and your man runs up to you, is like, hi guys, did you finish your homework? You know, like he knows them from school.
You stabbed the teacher. That's a violation.
That's against the rules.
And he keeps on doing it, and Cannon is getting more and more annoyed at him. And she'll beat him up if he doesn't stop breaking the day.
It's very funny, because being a monster, being a goon, he's like, I just need to follow the rules of school, and he's like, I've never been to school. Yes. I'm a monster from space. I don't know how it is. So
because Chidori's trying to tell him to do this, and then he's like, oh no, Chidori worked out that I'm not really Sakuraba. I'm like, yes, I think he has, but I think he's helping you blend in by telling you to observe people.
And shut up and pay attention, and you can blend in to the situation.
Don't peep in on windows that you're not meant to peep in on. I was trying to find a monster. Yeah, but you gotta be cool about this, man. Come on.
But I do like that your one's getting caught for like stabbing a teacher and trying to escape the rules of the school by running outside of the grounds and shit like that. Whereas he's getting caught for like eating lunch in class and that kind of shit. It's just like, no, that's very basic. You shouldn't have fallen for that one.
And they managed to get through an entire day. And then it just restarts, and Callum's like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "I didn't do anything." And then they notice
that it was a good
Angel appears to have been completely subsumed by the fantasy, and
she's now part of the school. And she was the one very successfully blending in because from his point of view, he was also like, fuck, his angel figured out that I'm a monster as well. And she's like, you didn't go to school, did you? You were homeschooled or something, right? And he's like, yes, definitely that one. She's like, don't worry, I'll talk you through it. But now she's part of the fantasy. She's like, hey guys, come on, we got to get to class. And it's like, okay, this is a bad situation that we have found ourselves in.
They've also figured out who's done it because they went to the roof at lunchtime and discussed that the keepers apparently have taken down 7 of the 12
Chinese Zodiac themed boss monsters.
Yes.
I mean, like, I kind of hope they're not all. It's fine if they're all themed because there's only 5 of them left. We got the rooster guy. We've already met him because he's bird themed. The snake guy because this group is called Ouroboros. And the guy has a snake tattoo.
They think they've killed the rooster one, or they haven't. So there's a good chance that they think they've killed the other 6, and they haven't.
The cool lie about the rest of them. They always go like, I can always go for China's Zodiac team and say, we killed 7 of them. Like, oh, well, 7 that they know of. So maybe not that good.
And it's there's one of them who apparently has eluded them multiple times because he's got illusion powers. This is who it most likely
probably
is.
This guy. Yeah.
So they've just got to figure out which one of these people in this fantasy is them.
The other thing they kind of get from the newbie in it is the big heavy guy with the snake tattoo. He's not the boss. He knows who the boss is.
Yes, because we see that one of the missing green keepers is one of the bosses of this world.
Who the snake tattooed guy is reporting to, and it's like,
which makes me think, is it the Greenkeeper? Like,
I mean, like he's the one with the fully face masked thing and everything. Yeah.
Always away on business. This is his business. Doing some kind of time loop school to trap vulnerable and innocent. Yeah, but I'm down. That's cool. You know, I can't figure out how the enemy stand user's ability works and break snap out of it.
Also, a whole load of the Red Battalion were getting killed by a kaiju.
The Giant Monster because fucking Red Keepers are phone saying, "Oh my God, there's photo shoot to do. I'll take care of that later. It'll be grand." More important, we can maintain a public image, you know.
And Shion is recruited into the Red Battalion as well. This episode.
You didn't pass the exam, but you fucking killed crazy enough that you probably would go far in this unit.
You fought a boss monster to pretty well, so we're gonna put you on the special figure out who's infiltrated the Rangers squad. And it's just like, well, we know who the fuck has infiltrated. We know one guy, our main guy, who's infiltrated Rangers, but so many people are like, I'm going to destroy the Rangers, next fucking thing. It's very funny that so many people want to take down this organization. I understand it's shit. I get why you would. But lots of people have it in for these guys.
Yeah, because it opens with the kaiju attacking. I was like, okay, well, that's where this story is going. No, that's an entirely separate story that is not this school story. That's involving the Red Battalion. With Green Battalion don't have the means of dealing with such a thing.
They don't have the manpower because they're all fucking missing or presumed dead.
Also get a new opening where we see a giant kaiju fighting a combining
big
robot.
Yeah.
They haven't revealed that yet. I mean, they can't pull that out every Sunday. That's like a holiday special, right?
I'm not sure even didn't remember how it works because they haven't had to use it in so long.
Then we got Sword of the Demon Hunter, episode 4.
Part 2 of the serial killer slasher storyline. More like flower language, or more kind of flower meaning. With that, talk about Winter Daphnes, if I say Jinder, I know you're all in the job, but you've thought about what you're gonna do when you're done, right? If I'm saying that I know I have the job, I'll get this mission. Yeah, but I mean, you like soba, they come to the shop, you talking about flowers, and there's obviously somebody who was important to you in the past, so you do romantically, so it's all about the mission here. You got why you're doing the mission for, dude. You gotta consider that kind of side of it,
There are things outside of the mission that clearly you have interested in, like soba. You like talking and having conversations, and you have pleasant memories of the past, even though you also have bad memories, like you've good memories as well. So there's more to life than this one singular focus thing you're in on. But
the monster strikes again. Again, I look at it this time. It's a kind of standard big, like, devil horned, red looking yoke.
It's more like a lion though, where it's like on all fours,
crocodile-y, maybe.
Yeah, like more bestial.
A lot of stuff anyway. It fends it off. Saves a woman in peril. It jumps away. I guess you can do a cool air dash. More on that later. And the woman Ginny is rescued. It's like, yeah, well, I see you're like as reliable as ever. It's like, remember? It's Natsu, the young lady. He helped get over her fears of the literal demons that were like haunting her mind just a few years previously. It's like, oh
yeah, I think it's like 3 or 4 years later, but like it was last episode for us kind of watching it. But
yeah, most importantly, we get like Zenji, Edo era Jimmy Olsen's like, hey, he's still around. It's like, hey, lady, what are you doing out here? Hey, I got a hot tip for you, Jinya. I heard it was like, I can run down temple up on the hill there. Like, they say it's haunted. We've heard of like women's like wailing coming up there night after night. It's like probably a demon up there. I'll go check that out.
Meanwhile, our invisible guy was initially tailing Jinya around while he was escorting the first young lady home to her soba running her soba dead, and he's like, I'm gonna disappear and chase this guy back. I'm not gonna fucking engage. But as he's chasing it back, he sees it's abducted another woman, and it's kind of like the rage kind of builds up, and it was like, this is exactly like what happened to my fucking wife. I'm gonna kill this fucking thing. But if you're invisible and then you're running along a wooden floor of a temple, like the big monster can hear you coming also, a long way away.
I don't know, was he shouting in his mind or was he actually shouting? Like, no,
that'll
also give it away.
Yeah, he kind of gave it away. Like rage overtook him, and he gets, I guess, not killed, but like mortally wounded, while this thing just walks right past him, not giving a shit. After crunching up that woman real good, like eating, just like bites the body, jumps the head,
bitten into pieces. The pieces are falling off of its mouth, and at the land of the floor, it's going to like scoop those up and crunch down on those as well.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, a lot of eyes here. Jinny comes on the scene and saying, Morosi, what did you do? I told you to hand back, and saying, I had to do it, man. I didn't got my wife. I had to do it.
Here, take my sword. It's good at slaying demons, apparently. He's like, I'll do it, but can I rob your power as well as a favor? And your man's like, yeah, fucking knock yourself out. I'm fucking dead.
Avenge my wife. And this is something kind of like pick up then. It's like, Jinny was kind of like Mega Man. If he defeats a demon, he can take on his power onto himself. It's like, oh, cool.
Unlike Mega Man, he also gets to experience the demon's memories and trauma. So it's just like even better than Mega Man when you think about it.
And we get like the fun. Oh, here's one Burrow saying how he out the little be cute with his wife, and it's just and like I went out on a date and he bought a hairpin. And she's, I'm totally cool with you being a demon. You seem pretty chill, Well, why do I care about a thing like that? It's like, oh man, I do this and avenge your wife for you, man. That's what you told me to do. So he pursues the demon and saying, all right, demon, I got invisibility powers now. And I thought it was going to be a thing where like, you can do the big arm, or you can do the invisibility thing, or whatever else fun. Say, no, I can have big giant arm, do the big cuts, and be invisible. I can turn them on all at once. He
seems to have to turn on different body parts. So when he activates invisibility, he gains that guy's giant
big
eyeball, like that kind of thing. So you have to take on that aspect to do the thing. So maybe if there's something else that involves him changing his face, he can't go invisible. I don't know. We'll see.
Anyways, he definitely deals with this demon. It's just like, all right, demon, trying to put you to rest, and I'm going to take your power. You guys got the cool air dash. It means I can get across that gap now in the upside down castle and get the extra heart container. Sweet. But then the memories come rushing back, and this demon, it used to be a person, man, and they had like had a horrible end, set upon by two men and assaulted and violated and thrown into a lake. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Because that was the thing of like, hey, that can't be the demon that killed your wife, because the demon that killed your wife sexually assaulted her. Whereas this thing is just
the numbers are off as well. Of like, like that doesn't add up here. It's like yes.
So basically, like in her last thoughts, like it was a hatred of men, obviously the men who did that fucking thing to her, and so she kills every man as a demon. But then this thing of wanting to turn back into a woman and consuming them, like again, kind of mixed up demon thoughts, where it's just like if I eat them, I'll turn back into them, similar to what Jinya's doing, I guess, like absorbing them is the thing she thinks she can do when obviously she can't.
Well, it seems to be like I know it's a manifestation of herself because they found her body, like she was dead, like.
But like we saw, like with your one, like a demon manifests out of this rage, this regret, that kind of the suffering basically from being fucking sexually assaulted and murdered. It formed a demon thing separate to herself. Yeah. But it was kind of like, okay, so he's got two powers and the trauma of two demons inside him now. And I was kind of like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I see where they're going with that. And then him just like hunting down the guys who did it to her and fucking murdering them. And it's just like, so also now you're going to like, and it's not a bad thing that he killed those guys. Fuck those guys. But now he's murdering people for the trauma he's absorbed from other demons. It's like, probably shouldn't absorb any evil demons memories, because I feel like that's going to fuck you up.
No, but like, hey man, this is about like, you know, this is about what's justice. Like, you know, have the real demons. The real demons are humans. They do worse things. They do horrible things as well. Should they? Are they not just like demons in human skins? Yeah,
but I was saying, like, if you absorb the wanting to get vengeance and justice and stuff from a good demon, grand. If you get like I like killing people from a bad demon, it's just like, is that going to fuck you up a little? I guess we'll see. Like,
this felt more like, no, this is like a kind of like a hard boiled like chapter
for his friend
in this novel, or there's a particular hard boiled story in this. Like something is about saying, this to be there. Oh, those guys were fun. They're saying horrendous stuff. Those two guys. Horrendous shit.
Those guys deserved it. I'm not fucking doubting that at all. Like that's fine. I just feel like it could go bad, and this thing goes fucking dark as shit. So I'm seeing if they go that way.
Yeah, I just want to kind of going forward, and it kind of fits and starts with. And the setting is pretty cool. Again, some nice stories of it, but I just hope it will start to exploit its long timeline a bit more as it goes on. For instance, if I'm going to run out of the old like samurai like story cliches here, like pretty quickly, so maybe like to get advantage of this long like arc of history you're going to go through.
Yeah.
I suppose, you know, you don't want to kind of sort out like, you know, meet Hatsu again. No, it's how she getting on. How's Jimmy Olsen getting on? You know, don't want to like turn them into old people like too soon.
Yeah.
Maybe like, you know, maybe a similar way that Sengoku Yoku did was like, you know, fun. Oh, there's like, you know, past your time here. Let's get to the good bit, you know.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Then we've got My Hero Academia Vigilantes, episode 3, B.
Not the bees.
In which Koichi arrives home to find a strange old man in his apartment.
Drinking his beer and watching baseball.
Yes. Puts his mask on to let him know that it's Knuckle Duster.
It's me. I'm actually very handsome under the mask. Would you believe? It's just like...
I've already just noticed here that Knuckle Duster is like his mask is doing like a Jotaro's hat thing, where like where does the hair start and the bandana begin?
Oh, you also get that with fucking Chinese, like not he's middle school Wolverine has the Jotaro hair going into the hat thing as well.
Yeah. All right.
It's the Wolverine hair going into the Jotaro.
Yeah, it's
which is like it's so good.
I can never remember the character that originates.
Because the other guy's named Summers with a Z. That's easy. I'm gonna fucking remember that. But
yes, but no. I mean I'm talking about the original the original manga character who was the first one to have the hair disappear.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like. It's actually a visor fun thing. What is it? Because it's like a hat that someone just kind of punched out the middle of it.
Yeah, and then there's another knock on the door. and there's a strange schoolgirl he's never met before. And
Hold on, they put on the REM makeup. See, it's me, Pop. Oh yeah.
You look really. Don't fucking say plane. Don't fucking say plane in my civilian fucking gear, right? I'm in disguise as my civilian regular schoolgirl disguise.
Yes. And she set up a curtain in his apartment so she could use it as a changing room. For her
like his reaction of was like, how the fuck did you get in my apartment? It's like, I'll let myself in. Like the fucking cracked window that he's like broken in. It's like, when the fuck did you put up curtains and all this? And he was like, because he's like, my college life, man. I thought I was going to go to parties. We're going to have pizza and we're going to like hang out and fucking do cool shit. And it's like, no, this is very accurate to shared living of college life. He's living the college experience right now.
Yes. And we do get a little bit of college in this episode as well.
Yeah. You learn in hero history. So yeah, I mean, I assume it's relatively recent history, but yeah, still.
It's all a lie. So it's all false beast. She don't know it yet, Koichi, but you'll find out.
Yes, I mean she's all over the opening, so she'll be here eventually. And then he goes to work. Pop's about to do a show. The two lads from last episode, the Wolverine and Cyclops, fans of hers, and then the smallest man cannot get to the front of the crowd. He's so frustrated. He takes an illegal drug to turn himself into a monster.
It was nice to have these guys kind of show up again and be nice to this kid, and you know, Cyclops being like extremely like cool, and then being like really like show offy in front of Pop.
Yes,
like
you gotta be stoic and just let it all out.
Yes, his point is, don't draw attention to yourself because we're all...
the show about you.
We're here to support her. Yeah, it's not about you.
And then he immediately...
What if I shot my optic blast into the sky? Like the opening of fucking X-Men animated fucking shit.
Oh, we'll get to Fleming when right at the end of the episode when Airjet shows up in his appearance in this time when he looks like Rom.
But yeah, the kid takes his. I think they're always hiding the syringes and different things, and this it's in the glow stick, kind of stabs himself with it, and he becomes a full hagfish man. I think it's the way you call it, right? Because he's putting all the slime everywhere.
Yes,
slimy eel-looking mofo. All right.
So Koichi sees this as he's leaving work. He's like, "Oh man, I can't wait to get back." And Pop's running away from a giant hagfish man. He's just like, okay, fair enough. And like even kind of rolling up in costume is like, what's the thing, boys? It's like, hey, Cruller, she went that way, and it's like it's the crawler.
The crawler.
Thank you for helping out citizens. I do like that. What do they keep calling him? Violence Grandpa, Grandpa Fist, Scary Grandpa, whatever they keep calling him. It's just like, oh shit, it's Scary Grandpa, and he's just like, yeah, you should just let her do the handshake. Also, let him grab your butt as well. That'll really calm him down. And Koichi's like, he's just looking for a handshake. If you just shake his hand, it'll probably end at that. It's like, wrong. No, it fucking won't. But we can set up a trap for him, which is
dump a load of flour on him.
Yeah. So dump a load of flour on him to make him less slimy. So because you can't catch him. That's the problem with this guy.
Let's bread him and fry him and eat him. Oh no.
He is looking for more than a handshake when he's like not only like circling around her, but also give me a kiss, and he has a lamprey fucking mouth, and it was just like, no. But he is a child. It's the other thing as well. That's the difficulty. He's a child on drugs, so it's not entirely his fault. But yeah, he gets beaten up by an old man. But
yeah, and then they're both around his apartment complaining at him, but he appreciates that it is
he's bad company.
As he's hanging up the washing for like his All Might hoodie, your man's stinky jacket, and her Pop costume, which is like she had to take a shower at his place because it was just she was covered in goo and flour now, and it was just like it was a bad day for her.
And to keep falling into bins, they must smell awful.
That's the thing, yeah. Falling into bins is his standard move for entering the scene. So.
Meanwhile, at the police station, we meet a new policeman who's original to this story, Izo Tanuma.
He's the old hand. You don't want to get too close to this kid.
Because they're looking into the pop-up villain thing. It's all happening in around this shopping district, this neighborhood, like this a couple of blocks basically. And he's just like, but they're like everyone who we've questioned about it, because they've caught a bunch of them going like, yeah, some stranger gave me the drugs, and it's like, is this like to promote them, like this the first hit's free kind of fucking thing? There's something further to this kid he's saying to the younger detective, where it's just like, yeah, they might be more than drugs. It might be like to promote social disorder, that kind of fucking thing. But there's more to it. People don't give away expensive experimental drugs that are illegal in this country for free. That's weird. It's weird that anyone would do that. It's like, it is weird.
There's somebody pulling the strings.
Yeah, there's a further plan to this, basically.
Yeah. Then our two good middle school boys are befriending Teruo after he's been let out of jail to try and find out where he got the drugs from, and then they can tell.
And they're actually like they're getting on to Pop through, I guess, like through like DMs or whatever, and they're just like, hey, come meet us downtown. We're gonna bring in the kid so you can talk to him and see if
don't bring Knuckle Duster. He's just gonna punch people
because he'll punch the child, and that will get us fucking nowhere. The kid won't fucking talk. But I like the fact that it's such a small neighborhood. Knuckle Duster is already at the cafe going like, hey guys, what's going on? So it's like, oh fuck, he's at the one cafe we picked. Shit, what are the odds? Pretty high. It's a really small neighborhood.
Yes. This is why this feels so much more like classic Marvel comics than
everyone's in the same very concentrated New York, basically. Yeah.
I have kind of in the same bracket as like Domino's Unbreakable. I'm saying, yep, this is what happened the same bit of time. All this weird stuff happened to the same guys every day.
And we defeat the villains, and like sometimes they probably go to juvie or jail for a little bit, but then they'll just come back because this is where they live and all their stuff is. Like everyone's from here, so we'll constantly have these recurring guys coming back. It's nice. Yeah,
and the friction between law enforcement and our heroes is also
where it's like
nice.
They are helping us, but it is illegal to beat people up. Like
it's with like fucking Logan and Scott right here is like we're fucking like delinquents, so we're fun. We don't care about going to school, but we love this guy now. We're actually two very nice, upstanding young fellas. Just don't care about school or dressing right or being told not to spit in the street or fire laser beams in there.
They're mostly good kids. Yeah.
So they're better than the Yancey Street gang. So they're more like other child adventuring things that Kirby came up with. I just because it doesn't have the thing of My Hero Academia, particularly towards the end, where it's like the child will fix this. Like the child fix it.
No, these literal middle schoolers, they are Wolverine and Cyclops, but there are informants. They're being honest citizens, and they're going to adults with their problems. And I'm like, correct. That's the correct fucking way to do it.
Yes. My Hero Academia is often adults going to children with their problems and asking them to solve it.
No.
The kids are all right, but you can't get involved in this. Even the massive like villain rampage at the end of this, was saying, "Oh look, it's all these like heroes. Remember from like the main comic coming in. You sucked, and you fucking quit at the first opportunity you got, and you were fucking like all of these fucking like losers like who like I know are losers from the main comic and just swooping in like getting the easy wins. Like fuck off."
Ingenium, the prior Ingenium to the one in the show shows up where in the show he shows up with his ass fucking kicked. Where in this one they show up, get the pop-up villains, and immediately smack that down within seconds because these are professionals, unlike our heroes in this show who are fucking amateurs. It's just like, oh, they handle that immediately. It's like, yes, they're actually very good at what they do.
The reason they have to come is because there's loads of instant villains appear due to this evil girl who gets a photo with Pop Step and has bees coming out of her eye socket.
Also that the yellow and black like knee-high socks were digging away. I kind of like that one. No, that's actually a cute little detail. It's a very easy one and a very like thing to kind of get away from. Yeah, that's a pretty good feel, actually.
Because as soon as you have It's the heroes are handling the shit downtown. That's all fine. Like even Knuckle Duster's kind of like, I mean, yeah, they'll handle it. But as soon as he sees the bees or hears about the bees, he's like, the fucking bees. I'm following up. Like he's always following a crazy lead, like purple tongues and bees, because he's on the streets and he knows what the score is.
Yes, because
he's right. He's right again.
Crushes one, and then somehow the girl presumably can see through her bees because she recognizes Knuckle Duster.
She feels the pain of a bee being squashed, but I mean, like it's painful for her, but like it's just like
blood starts coming out of her eye socket. She's covered up, but the first time we see the bees is like one lands on her and then it climbs under
under the eye patch.
Yeah,
which is a great visual.
And it's a really nice contrast because, like, initially when she's meeting Pop, she's like, "Oh my God, is this your boyfriend? Is this some fucking scandal?" It's like, "No, he's my manager. I mean, my assistant. I mean, my slave. He's some fucking guy. Yeah, he'll hold the camera and take the picture of us." And she's like, "Wow, fucking, I can't believe I met my idol." It's like, "Oh, gotta go to my part-time job. My part-time job is I'm a villain."
But she's really good at it though, because her job is like, I got to push this shit. But she's very charismatic. Yeah. She just switches modes very easy for with her friends you go to school with, and saying, "Oh my God, Pop, I'm such a big fan." But saying, "Hey, Turo, buddy, man, what's going on? I haven't seen you in ages. For fun. Hey, you come along with me and it's that dark alleyway, but I'll sort you out. I'll get you what you need to make you a cool dude for Pop step, all right?"
And even with him being a little creepy at the start, you do get that this is a child, because he's like, "I don't know if I should do that." It's like, "Hey, you want to see the picture I took with Pop? Do I? That sounds great." It's just like he's being led astray into a world of drugs. It's like, again, it's not. Yeah. He's not at fault here.
We should mention that these bees have hypodermic syringes for stingers.
Yeah,
they're really good bees.
With the drug, and that's the other thing. Like a lot of these guys around town are. They're just being stung by bees. They're not criminals.
It's just a dude that coming home from work and said, my spike, so shoot everywhere.
Like, there's one guy who like grows like giant fucking claw fingers, and like he slams his hand down, but his expression is like, "Fucking hell, I got spikes for fingers and they're really heavy, and I slammed them into the pavement, not intending to destroy everything underneath it."
There's like a woman like bringing her shopping home and she's bursts into flames, like, no, my shopping.
I don't want a Johnny Storm in public. That's not how we do this.
That's for the bedroom about. That's for my husband only.
I mean, like, if you're into it, you're into it. But I like it again. Like, and from the professional thing, you're like, we took care of the villains. All Might shows up and picks up a big, heavy guy and throws him down. It's like that was probably just some guy going about his day to day. Like he wasn't doing anything. Yeah. So they're not going to solve the problem. They're just going to clean up the monsters appearing in town when they're actually the population of the town.
You're a purely reactive fucking response to the threats the super threats that the town faces. We got people here on the ground following the leads, trying to get to the heart of this and clean up this place. Got the pushers and the pimps off the streets.
It's the things that like a lot of people complain about superhero comics and stuff like that they're purely reactive to whatever the villain is. We're essentially following the villain's plot, and then Spider-Man fucking shows up to fucking punch it. But like in the better comics, you do see them trying to solve this situation by investigating, by beating the streets, by talking to people, that kind of shit. And that's what our heroes are doing, which is why, again, this smaller story works a lot better than My Hero Academia, which spins wildly into large, big, expansive things where you kind of lose like the individual stuff. Yeah.
Also, this only has 3 main characters.
Yeah.
Not 20, and then add another 20.
Forget about them. They're gone now. Forget that. Who cares about Class B?
Where's
lots of people? Yeah.
Onwards and upwards to my Mobile Suit Gundam. No, Mobile Suit Gundam. You can tell I've had a tiring day at work today. I'm saying it again.
My
Mobile
best
Suit
friend
Gundam.
GQuuuuuuX.
Episode 3, Machu in Clan Battle. In which Machu is in a clan battle in order to pay.
She's kind of
the money
forced into it.
She forced herself by knocking that guy's money into the canal.
But it's initially like you weren't going like, "Hey, you want to do the clan battle was in this thing because we can't figure out how to make it go on." And your man's like, "She's an amateur. She don't do it." It's like
illegal.
She's like, I gotta go. I got a curfew. And it's like, no kid with a curfew can do a clan battle. And everyone's like, I bet she'll fucking be back tomorrow for the clan battle. It's like, I put money fucking down that she's gonna arrive back. She's like, she's got the got the urge for fighting, I think is the thing.
Well, it was just she's like peered into like the new type like giga consciousness. It's like I gotta see that again. I gotta get in on that stuff. That's something else. What is that about?
Because that's the thing that kind of draws her in. She remembers some cool graffiti that she saw the other day, and it's like that was what did she call it? Like the sparkle or something.
Kira.
Yes.
yeah. Just like it's a good abstract representation of fucking seeing that that thing I saw when I was in the Gundam, and wouldn't you know, there's the guy fucking adding more sparkles to it.
I was like, hey, it's Philip from Kamen Rider Double. But no, it's a guy called Shuji. He just has a very similar airy personality.
He doesn't sniff girls that he comes across as well, does he? Because that's a weird thing.
That thing reminded me of the Reeves and Mortimer song. I'm the kind of guy who looks you in the eye and sniffs you.
Okay.
Because Shuji is that type of guy.
That's how he it's like a dog meeting someone's like, got a good scent of your butt there. I know what your deal is, but he's a very airy kind of guy where one shows up as like, I got the package, you got the money, because this is like she's been warned as like, you're supposed to be very discreet. You're bad at your job. You fuck this up again for package delivery. We're firing you. And he's like, yeah, I got the money right here. And
Machu bolts in. It's like,
bumps into him.
Like
ding into the canal.
Ask for 5,000 at once. I'm not sure that one coin would have covered it, unless it was like like a purely platinum coin or something that just fell into the canal. Maybe it was. Maybe he trades in old doubloons.
Yeah, we should say that she made the connection between the graffiti and the new type mind is by looking at a picture of Shah Aznavour in his silly helmet.
Yep.
What a stupid mask, basically. Even the old stock footage of him, it's like just that it looked like the old style as well. I was like, that's pretty nice.
And I have to say, I've come to whereas I used to think the helmet was cool, I do think it looks fucking stupid now as a middle-aged man.
Besides watching this and going like, I should really watch the original Gundam, I also saw someone like live skeeting them watching original Gundam, and they fucking love how much of Char is a fucking goober, and I was just like, yeah, actually, that's a reason I should probably.
He just contradicts himself from scene to scene, actually.
Yeah. Cut the code. It's like, no one can beat me. Oh no! Yeah, that kind of thing.
It's a proud tradition.
I think the helmet looks worse depending on how much of the mullet is sticking out the back of it as well.
I feel like successive mysterious masked men in the Gundam thing to kind of try to tone it down for it, which could take a little bit more away, to just get down maybe just an eye mask and that's
the issue is the helmet shape is definitely we went to Star Wars. That's part of the issue, and then they added some stuff to make it less clear that they went to see Star Wars.
It's white. That's different.
Yes. Yeah, and so they team up. They're going to win the clan battle to pay off the money that went into the canal, and also because apparently Shuji's Gundam talks to him worryingly.
Shuji has the red Gundam. It's like, where'd you find this then? I don't know. Well, we have a nice thing going on though.
Yeah, he's like, Gundam wants to fight, or Gundam says it wants to fight, or as something unhinged like that is what he's saying. And one's like, you'll make a perfect second, or what's the term they use?
MAV.
MAV.
It's an abbreviation. We're not sure of this because like Shalia Bull is just like, shit, they got fucking Oliver like locked up in the brig facing charges. Like, what do we do for it? Saying, let's just how about just drive our big warship into the colony and
they can't stop us legally. Legally, we have jurisdiction, so we could just drive straight in. Everyone's like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?" And the next day, it's like the slow news cycle is like, "Yep, it's still up there." And the kid's going like, "Doesn't it look like a horse?" It's like, yeah, it does look a bit like a horse. Like it's normal immediately.
How everybody mentions that it looks like a horse in this. Also, Amate's mother works for the presidential aid. She gets called away, which is how she can go and do the clan battle, because she's having to go and help deal with these.
I think the cleanup from there being a big fucking Gundam fight in the colony, a big mobile suit fight in the colony the other day, and also the fact that this fucking military ship has just drove into town, basically. It's just like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fallout from that.
Yeah, and this dude Cameron was like, this really kind of tertiary, I don't know what's like, a character in the original things. I fun. No, presidential aid, If you can see these designs that don't fit in, they look fun and saying this still looks like Ushikashi as a Hiku drew it. That's they're like a legacy character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's like they established in the dialogue early on between the cops that Xavier Olivet is a refugee, I think, from the same place that Niar's from.
Of Loom, yeah, Battle of Loom.
I do wonder how long Shuji is for this world, given that he's not in the ending credits, but his little robot is.
Is that just because he's not one of the cute girls to hang out in the apartment in the end credits, though?
I was like, is this foreshadowing, or is it just because he's not cute enough to dance with Harrow and the crab robot? I don't know, but I was wondering whether Niar's going to end up in the Red Gundam at some point.
I did like Bull's kind of civilian disguise, where it's just him wearing a trench coat and glasses, like he's fucking Clark Kent or some shit. But like him kind of going around like saying to the lads, it's like, no, there's no way that Red Gundam was Char, because he'd never pick another Mav. It'd be me. It's like
he came up with the
that was our thing. That was our thing. They're doing a good job of it, I will admit, but that it's definitely not him. It can't be him.
It makes sense, though. Again, like they're we're just using it for like a visual thing. Oh, we're using real space physics here for and saying, yeah, we are, and so are the characters in this thing. So we need like a 2-person team that literally watch each other's backs, because you've got very limited visual range based on how light is cast across the void of space. So.
That's really actually the clan battle thing is really cool, because it's a 2-on-2 thing, and they're explaining it's like it's not some mystical psychic bond connection. It's the idea that space is really big, and you have to like the distances are very far. So whoever makes the shot first is like has an advantage, because they're going to hit you if they see you. But then as soon as you've shot, you revealed your position. But you have a second guy who can also take a shot. It's just like, so you get 2 surprise attacks essentially to start a fight with, and those might win it, which they didn't in this case, even though your one's like zooming all about the place, like doing flips, and the gun.
Anybody can win when they can see the future, Dwayne.
Yes,
that helps.
It's just like there's definitely like, oh, she planned to do that. It's like, did she, or did her instinct work so well?
I mean, like, is that it? Like, her instinct is like the precognition. Yeah.
Yes, the drawing them out to get hit by the axe that's still in play is great. I also like that their clan name is Clan Pomeranians. I can't remember what badass name the other one had got.
Is it your man Bull kind of says, like, what a dumb fucking name or something?
The other guys are like four Snake Eyes. Yeah, sounds like cool and badass, even though it's like Snake Eyes is bad luck in playing dice, lads.
Yeah. But it's like a cool name. Even the lads going like, because they're flying former Xeon kind of things. Like, they could be former Xeon pilots, like out of fucking work guys, because they're doing a good job. But also there are Team Pomeranian guys going like, yeah, we can't afford guns. All we can afford is the big hatchets. Sorry.
Well, when you look at like the opposing teams, one saying they might be able to afford guns, but their Zakus are and shit. Like one of them's got like it's like all the armor is gone. It's down to like the skeletal like fucking internal workings of it now. So they sold your armor plate and they pay for the bullets for the gun or something.
Yeah. Running on the cheap.
Whereas we got 2 state-of-the-art war machines, and the other ones but haven't got any guns. You just got a big axe and I don't know, psychic powers.
And,
but they're a low-level team though.
So they do fight out in space, and the one rule of clan battle is destroy the other Gundam's head and you win. Or sorry, I keep calling them Gundams, because that's what the toys are called.
Most of them really by the end of the series.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a Gundam.
Yeah.
Machu's like her childhood nickname that that's what she gives as her name to Chuji, and goes like, "Oh, why did I do that? I've not used that name since childhood."
It's just like cute boy. It's my cute name, and
Yes.
it's like fuck. Why did I say that? It's like, hey, what are we going to enter in his clan battle? My cute childhood name. It's like, yeah, but you're going to need to be in disguise. So put on this hat. Put on the small robot's hat as a disguise.
The hat will cover everything up. Yeah.
Yes. Weirdly, it makes the Harrow seem nude. Now he's taking his hat off after wearing it for 2 episodes. And now he's just sat there without any clothes on.
Shameful.
I don't think the square robot talks, does it? It just
it like waves and gestures and stuff with the limbs, but yeah.
Wow.
Whereas Harrow is both chatty and bloodthirsty.
He's also like not revealing plot stuff, but he's stating plot things that are happening. Is the constant thing he's doing? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I think I'm trying not to think of it in the context of existing Gundam stuff and just enjoy it as its thing. Because when I see other people enjoying it in the context of other Gundam stuff on social media, I'm like,
yeah,
do I really want to watch this? And then when I actually watch it, I was like, okay, that's a lot less.
I think you can enjoy it. Like, it's like, oh, that's that minor character from Thing. And it's like, oh, here's how the alternate history goes. That's a fun way to enjoy it. Or you could just go,
yeah,
hey, a child got a robot. You know this story? It's a fun story. It's just like, that is a fun story.
Yeah,
you can enjoy it either way, basically.
It's like I get what I mean with that. The kind of the fervor around it, and the same people are saying, "Yeah, Square got Witch from Mercury last year, and they got a lot of people into Gundam, and we want to let more people into this." Well, when a new Gundam series comes out, we're going to make sure we're going to be completely just granular about everything that goes on about it, so that nobody will know what we're talking about. So actually, we're not sure how much we want people to get into this actually, and. Yeah, the Gundam people can be kind of crazy, you know.
You don't want the references to make it impenetrable. Yeah.
It feels more like an Alan Moore story than a Grant Morrison story, in that the surface works as well as the depth.
Yeah.
I think you're fine enjoying it on a surface level.
But now we're in a kind of uncharted territory now. Yes. When everyone is seeing this film now, and probably have had a few weeks and months to stew on that and think about this is what this is going to be about for me. May have the rug pulled out from depending what happens out from further on, because I think okay, you got your older history a bit. Now this is what the show is going to be about. Okay, so pay attention.
Yeah.
Apocalypse Hotel, episode 3. A smile is the ultimate ambience, in which 50 years after the last visitor, they finally got some Earthlings. We're definitely Earthlings.
Yep.
These are things Earthlings say. Coming to visit the hotel until
she's out doing the digging for hot spring, whereas the environmental detection robot is you're wasting your fucking time. Spaceship crashed beside them. They're like, huh, and they're like, hello. We're from Earth, definitely, and we all confirm that. Yes, all Earthlings. Excellent. Take us to your leader. Perfectly Earthling thing to ask. And your man's like, these guys are definitely fucking aliens. Look, I can see that one's tail. He's like, no, I'm an alien. And it's like, shut up. We fucking talked about this, little kid. It's like, all right. You're an Earthling, and he's like, I'm an Earthling. Please don't fucking eat me. And
originally he says I'm a Tanukian, and then he's like, why did you just say that and not an Earthling? Well, you told me never to lie.
Family huddle.
And your one's just like, it's like, we're Earthlings from Earth, and your one's like, fuck yes, Earthlings from Earth, they're back. I knew humans were, they're calling themselves Earthling, which is weird, but they are humans and they're back. And your man just like, these are fucking aliens. And she's like, eventually she's like, I should quiz them. It's like, what's the question she fucking asked them? It's just like, do you have money? And they're like, of course we have human money. And then she's like, well, fucking come to the hotel.
That was the one question.
That was it. Fucking you passed with flying colors. Welcome to the hotel. Our first human guests in centuries. Or at least 150 years, I think, is the timeline at this stage, because she does give the thousands of days it is, and you can
So how long will you be staying? Oh, about 300 days. But said, oh, I see, sir. Well, like, we have a long stay plan. I'll require a deposit, though. For we'll stay for a week. Okay, sir, that's fine. We'll stay for a week and see how we do.
If you could just sign the guest book. I did practice writing. And it's like,
yeah,
good.
Sure did. Very good, sir. We'll show you to your room, to your suite, even.
Yeah, because you get the family suite. It's a little more expensive, and he's like, expense is no thing, and it's just like, but you didn't want to do the deposit. As I have no questions. I'm a robot programmed for good service. So
yeah, the two kids start kind of following Machu off one day. So like yeah, we gotta prepare for the guests. So like let's like change the linen right here. But no, but why? Because we get guests. Like we haven't got guests 100 years. So why? One saying. But it's just like, we gotta be ready, kid. It's just the way it has to be. It's one program to do. So it's like the robots know what they're doing. But here it's like somebody coming at you and saying, you have some kind of awareness of the situation.
But you're not. You're not able to kind of act out your programming. Even the kid kind of asking her, it's like, what are you going to do? Like, can you play with us? It's like, no, I got work to do. And she's just standing at the front desk. He's like, what are you doing now? It's like, I'm waiting to receive our guests. And it's like, is it fun? It's like, oh, it's immensely satisfying. Yes. For me to stand here for years and no one to fucking come in. But you guys come in, so, it happens. It definitely happens.
They get revealed because the kids are trying to play with the environmental robots and he pulls a gun on them.
Scaring all the Tanukis into going like, oh, and they all turn into their Tanuki form. And they're like, sorry, we're not Earthlings. We met Earthlings on the way here, so we heard the planet was nice and it was kind of our kind of environment, so we said we come here. Our planet, figuratively and literally, went to shit because of turf wars, so we had to escape to here. And it's like, oh, you met humans. How are they doing? Did they talk about us? And it's like,
yeah,
they didn't mention you. We only learned your language on the way back because we had reading materials, and it's just like, definitely a spaceship full of fucking corpses, as we see in the end. The episode is kind of like, oh, maybe he was just floating while not moving in a darkened fucking thing while they were in spacesuits. And this is like, no, that was a corpse. Everyone on that ship was fucking dead.
It was peacefully relaxing in GRG fun, learning about the history of the planet and boldface floats from there.
Well, they're not using the fucking reading material, so why not? Like, yeah. But and she's like, don't worry, we've been serving extraterrestrials for 50 years. It's like because the last one was like 50 years ago. So yes, we have been serving extraterrestrials for 50 years. So absolutely, you're welcome to stay in the hotel. And then they keep shitting in the corridors.
They proceed to act like the real Tanukis, not the mythological ones.
Which is funny because it's like we're setting up a latrine, so we'll have our stink everywhere and no one else will come in. And she's like, please do not shit in the corridors. Like, absolutely. And it's like, but we've learned to be accommodating.
This is our culture.
We've learned to be accommodating extraterrestrials because we had someone who did not speak the language. So absolutely, we will acquiesce to our guest needs. And they're like, oh, fucking will you? And proceed to be the worst fucking guests you could possibly have. Like, only shitting in the rooms, digging into another room to expand their territory.
Just trashing the place.
You have to explain to the children, you can't swim in the fish pond and eat. Those fish are not for eating. Those are for display. And there's like, spit out the fish, throw them back in. The fish were fine, thank goodness. They've survived how many fucking hundreds of years, how many generations of fish for a child to come and eat them. Ooh. But yeah, these guys suck.
This all ends with punching the dad, which unlocks another achievement.
Like, you've already unlocked, like, serve a extraterrestrial guest, but now you've unlocked the achievement of punch a guest.
Yes.
You've unlocked fireworks, and enough fireworks shooting out of her head. And she's like, I'm not fucking putting up with any of your shit anymore. This has gone beyond the pale. This is beyond the thing of hospitality. You've gone too fucking far now, Tanukis.
It's a hotel, sir. You will treat it as such.
And then,
the kids feel bad about it.
Yes. Well, they do. Everyone starts cleaning up, which then causes more problems because they're like, "It's not your job. You shouldn't be cleaning up. It's our job to clean up."
The little kid trying to wipe the windows. It's like, I want to help and clean the thing. It's like, well, I mean, like little kids can't work at the hotel. Like the age restriction is, what was it in Japan? Like 14, 16?
15
like,
for a part-time job.
For a part-time job. And it's like, how old are you? And she's counting on her fingers. 46. It's just like, yeah, okay, you can be an employee. That's fine. So our newest employee, small child, is here to give us the speech this morning. All the robots very excited.
Call it an apprenticeship. He's running a trade, a valuable trade.
So now the kid's working at the hotel.
You got involved in like someone else. As the kind of fear might be, I hope it isn't like, no, now everything's going to be about this.
That's my worry. My worry is everything being about the Tanukis.
It's fine if the family is in there, but like,
yes, yeah.
Maybe get there up. Are we going to get more zany guests?
See, that's the thing. I want them to again do a time skip of fucking decades, and like other wild shit has happened, or because I like the Tanukis, they're grand, but like you said, no, I don't want it to be all about them. They're good characters. I like that the mother's like the the dad's like, I am fucking terrible at everything I do, and the granny just, what was the environmental robot? He's like, oh fucking, she's got that grandma charm or something like
Grandma's pressure.
Grandma pressure. That was it. Which is like, I'm just an old lady. They're good characters, but if it becomes all about them, it's like, more weird and wild things show up for them to stay at the hotel. That would be nice.
Yeah, I assume it's things will lead to her doing another achievement and unlocking another thing.
Yes.
I suspect the plot is her becoming more human through doing these achievements and sort of going against what she thinks is her programming. Because essentially, like the extraterrestrial guest is going against the programming, because you've got the environmental robot now here is to be the voice of how things should be. And then you shouldn't normally punch a guest.
Yeah. Should you have hosted an extraterrestrial? Well, the jar it gave you is still growing, but maybe should you punch a guest? Absolutely not. It goes against everything of the fucking tenets of being a good host. But it shows that you have had personal growth, and that seems to be why the manager was just like, there's the potential for you to be something other than your base programming, which obviously she's achieving. I'm not sure how shooting fireworks out of your head makes you more human, but we'll fucking get there.
We'll celebrating her growth.
There's definitely questions about what the owner knew that he would put certain things, like why would the option for being serving an extraterrestrial guest be in there in the first place?
Why would the serve an extraterrestrial guest get you the tea kettle mode? Like, or is it just tea kettle mode is the first thing you unlock, and you just happen to get the achievement for extraterrestrial guest? Like, we don't know the order of this madness, but yeah.
Yes. Whether that is part of a bigger plot or not, who knows? Because it's a very weird show. And
the other thing is the robots don't care about the ongoing plot. That's my favorite part. They're just like, they do not care. Like, they're like, oh, humans are still around. Excellent.
And then we have the question of whether the Tanukis are not telling them that the humans are dead for the robots' benefit.
Yeah, I mean, they can see they're real hung up on it. It's like, that probably make them feel pretty bad if they're all dead. Like,
it's very funny in the comments on forums about it might just only be one spaceship. The other humans might be fine.
That's true. But it's been a long fucking... They have not checked in a while.
Humanity isn't actually gone yet. So I know you don't need a reminder of it, like looming in front of you in your cartoons, but it's going to be there. I mean, it's in the name, Apocalypse Hotel. We should probably not presume the best in this situation.
Then we got Windbreaker, episode 17, Senpai's Teachings. Which
a lot of positive masculinity.
It is, yes.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Because the initial thing is our boy has gotten sick, and he always handled this by himself. But now you have friends is the thing that everyone's constantly reminding him. People who care about you, which is a thing that he's not used to still at this stage. So they want to go visit, but they're just like, okay, us two elected guys will be the guy who visit, and we'll bring all the bags of stuff with heartfelt messages taped onto it from all the class. He doesn't know how to deal with that. It's just like, go away. I'll handle this myself.
Well, a quote to how it comes by, and it's like, hey, I made some soup. And it's just like, So right, like, don't need soup. It's just like, all right, so when it seems fucking like, I'll take different tobacco and saying, go make the soup then with the pot you don't have and the fucking
You don't have a
ingredients you don't know how to
stove.
cook. It's like that's what I'm saying, dude. It's just like you can't fucking do it all. No one can do it all. Nobody in the history of this world ever made it on their own. Nobody has. Someone raised who as a baby, like he's clearly like going through like some kind of thing because like he's coming by himself. Not even like my family moved here and they're away on business. It's obviously running away from something wholesale.
Yeah, because as your man points out, he's living in haunted apartments. They're all like single person apartments. There's nothing in his apartment. Like even your one points out is like, why don't you get some fucking curtains so that the sun isn't shining in on your face as you're trying to sleep? Like he has, I think, just his school uniform hanging up on the rail and no other clothes as far as I can tell.
No.
Yeah. He's living he's like, are you very minimalist? Like, and he's like, what the fuck is that? But trying to get him again. They're still trying to get him to come out of his shell a little bit. Just open up to us. Come on, we all care about you, dude. But man's like, don't push him because it's like he didn't even know what a mobile phone was until we explained it to him. Which is now it's one of the few electronic devices in his. I think the only electronic device in his apartment. Yeah.
And then she goes back to school and then he goes to ask Kaji, how do I deal with this friends thing? How do you cope? What's the deal? And we get somebody literally finally comparing him to a cat.
We get the literal fucking thing of like, here's a cat with his coloring. Now here's his face superimposed on the cat's face. Do you understand? He is a stray cat. He's a stray cat.
Yes.
Very literal. I like it. Yeah.
It is great because we get this long line of advice that Kaji gives. It's all very good advice. And then we see at the end when the third years come in and say, what a great job you're doing, Kaiji, is that Kaiji hasn't fully taken on this advice yet himself.
Yeah, because the comparison again, they're very literal in this show, and I do like that. They're like, he was like him when he was a first year, and look at how much he's grown up. He's actually helping a guy who's like in his position. I'm going to announce this over the school fucking thing. Your man's like, do not fucking announce it over the school fucking thing. He's still growing now. All right.
Yeah, but he's thinking, well, this routine, like this routine kind of really set me straight or put me out of myself and saying you should have these kind of talks on roof of the school, and here's this whole metaphor about like this is a can of coffee but I just put a sticker saying green tea in it, and this is the exact same spiel that like Hiragi the vice like commander actually gave to him.
He's doing it a little more awkwardly, but he is doing it successfully is the important thing.
Well, I thought like as kind of blunt and like simplistic as fun. It's a good metaphor, like it's just like like the can of coffee, the sticker I said it might say fucking green tea, but it's still coffee on the inside, So while you've like come into this role, that doesn't mean like you've changed as a person wholesale. You've just you just like being experienced in a different way now, or there's a different perception of you.
Because that's the thing he's worrying about. Because it's like even when I was like confronted you in the classes, like tell me how to have friends and be a leader of men and that kind of shit, and he runs like, oh fuck, come on, everyone in the class is like, oh, you got a friend, oh, and he gets his 2 seconds to go kick these guys' asses if they come after me. We're gonna go up on the roof and fucking talk. And Sakura's kind of like, yeah, like that thing you did earlier, like that was amazing that you could just like tell someone to look out for, do this thing for you, and they would, and you trust them to do it. It's like, how does trust work? Can you explain that to me? And he's like, fucking hell, I can give you the gist of it. Yeah. And he does, and it's just like you haven't changed your essential self. You feel like you fucked up because your body locked up because you saw people you care about getting hurt and that caused you to freeze. You're still you, but you have all this other things as well to support you. Like it's a good speech, but it's completely diminished by your man going like, great fucking job, kid. Yeah, I'm really rooting for you.
And then they cut to the pair of them, Sakura and Kaji, having exactly the same expression. And then Kaji just punches him in the face.
That's how these boys handle emotions like that. Yeah. So,
That's good talk.
It was a very good episode. Last week's was a little sort of treading water a bit, just
kind of bitty.
Step A to B. This one,
I feel like this one like finished it better and had enough jokes in it as well as the important.
It probably didn't need to have a go on so about what I'm saying.
Yes.
This like dude the fun say, okay, I get his backstory, like him and his friend. You want to stand up, and be a big man. You got rid of this gang. It took like 10 minutes going through all of that. It's like, all right,
yeah.
We get it. We're never gonna see this dude again, probably, or not in like a great capacity. This is fucking.
He's gonna be one of the generic guys in their first year class. Yeah.
Talking to guys we were going to see again, I didn't watch me and the Alien MuuMuu episode 3, despite saying I wasn't going to, because I was like, I want to see how that cat thing played out, and it plays out pretty well.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
you got a pretty cool fight on it actually.
Like I didn't expect the fight between cats to be so good when one of the cats is just trying to eat the cat treats the entire fucking time.
Yes. And also constantly telling the other cat, who's called Decimaru, that he's a racist. And he's fallen in with the conservative faction of the cats, and stop thinking this way.
You're just racist against humans, man. They're pretty cool if you get to know them. It's like they're an inferior species. It's like, yeah, well, I don't see you fucking driving a car. Like, you're not so cool. He's got a cool that cat knife is pretty cool, like because it's got like holes in it that a paw could handle, and he's also wielding it partly in his mouth. But I was like, that's a good idea.
You can
like
pick his paw through, and guy can feel like you can do tricks with it. Say, come on, I'm a big cat, but I'm wily, I'm quick.
And MuuMuu lures him to the door that MuuMuu got stuck in last week, which I think we forgot to mention, and gets stuck in the automatic door. And just the expressions on Decimaru's face, it's just because it's still a cat's face. It doesn't really break into not being a cat's face, but somehow they get loads of different expressions out of it.
Every now and again, like they make a cartoony cat face, or the mouth does move to what it's saying, but mostly it's just psychic projections from a very cat-like being, like. And very, just looking humiliated as it's caught in the doors.
Mustache is also helps to express with.
Yeah, he's a very scraggly cat. But like, just the sadness of him as people are taking pictures, and it's like you've seen that embarrassment in a pet, that kind of thing. It's not the same as human embarrassment, but it is still clearly like, I don't want to be fucking caught in this situation. It's like, yeah, he doesn't. But the psychic projections is like these fucking inferior people are taking videos of me and I feel bad, which is very similar to what a cat would feel, except for actually probably exactly the same as what a cat would think, to be fair.
And while they've been having the chase, we see that I can't remember the human characters' names.
Sakurako is the gal.
Yeah, the villainous girl. Is flirting with her tennis teacher when she sees the cats chasing it. Maybe they're in heat. How lewd! And the teacher is just blanking this flirting entirely.
She makes everything sexual. When she catches them in the repair club. I know it's got a more complicated name, but that's essentially what it is.
Yes.
When she catches them in the repair club and he's like looming over, it's like, oh my god, he's in a dark place with her. It's just like, no, dude,
that's something that you would electrical do.
Wire. Yeah. Listen, they definitely have something, like they definitely have some kind of simpatico going on, but you view everything sexually. You're just extremely horny charged as a character, which makes her like a good contrast for her one who's like, I'm very embarrassed. I need to talk to this boy. Do you like fixing things? He's like, no, not really. And she's like, shit, I fucked
That's
it
all
up.
I had.
Yeah, it's a nice contrast.
And then we have MuuMuu gloating to Decimaru about how automatic doors work. And I realised, I've forgotten how automatic doors work. Thanks for re-explaining that to me, Kat.
That's the thing. I don't mind them like as little cartoons going over like your little science diagrams of how appliances work, because I'm just like, because I was like, I know how they work, but I'm like, why doesn't it fucking work on dogs again? It's like, or dogs and cats, because they're too low to the ground, so the infrared doesn't hit them as well, and also it doesn't bounce off fur as well. And I was like, oh, that was it. Yeah. I knew it was like a texture thing, but like, yeah, it just laying it out scientifically was nice.
But it's something like, hey, when kids are coming along all the time, I never have thought, how does this an automatic door work actually? Like, I guess it's probably some kind of camera, right? But like, but what is that camera doing? Well, I can see you're obviously lacking in knowledge. Here's how you rewire a plug.
Yes, this was the problem I had with this episode. Was like That's not the that's not a plug. That's not the plug I have in this country.
It's still technically
seems quite dangerous.
No help to me whatsoever in this.
It's still technically right because they do mention that if it has another one, it's got the Earth, and I was like, as standard, we tend to have the Earth fucking wires, but like in America, I don't think they tend to. That kind of thing.
They tend to be color coded for safety.
Yeah, these ones aren't fucking color coded, which is I was like, that's a fucking problem. But one of the things I did appreciate is like, because often I forget, it was like, how the fuck do you put the wires on the screws again? It's like you wind it clockwise with the screw the same way it's going. It was green. I was like, oh yeah, because then it conducts better and everything. Yeah, that's the thing I forgot about after watching this.
I think they had introduced something to make sure you had to have a fitted plug at some point in my lifetime, because I remember I'm old enough that we occasionally had to buy plugs to attach to the cords of things which had been purchased when I was a child.
Yeah. Because that's like the thing you're talking about there is like you'd buy like a thing in, I don't know, say Spain, and it wouldn't have the same plug here, so you'd buy the plug separately to where the product is where you're at. Like yeah.
It doesn't match the voltage though.
That is a problem.
You'd have to have a voltage, because the various voltages of Japanese to British things I know from the great import era of consoles in the 90s. I'm well familiar with that, and overheating.
The other thing
it's getting quite warm there. That I better not play this game for too long.
Like, because it has the explanation of like the heating thing in vacuum cleaners, like why you need to have the cord extended this fucking long because of how it can overheat, that kind of thing in the last episode, which is helpful stuff. But in this one, like changing the plug, I was like, oh, this is good. You guys aren't using fuses. You need to have a fucking fuse in that thing. What are you doing?
The Type 7 plug or whatever it's called. It's the best plug. That's why people look at our plugs and go, yeah, those are amazing plugs.
Well, to do it so that they figured out about electrical safety and good like cable and plug maintenance. Now the power running to like the nuclear warhead that's crashed into the apartments won't like disengage and all Manga self-destruct.
Because that's the main reason for the plot. We didn't get into the start, but the cat's like, oh, the missile I came in is malfunctioning. It will blow up all of Tokyo in, I don't know, 24 hours or something if we don't get it. You need to run out to school in your pajamas. And she's in the pajamas for most of her episode. And everyone's like, why are you wearing pajamas? And she's like, too awkward to explain that her cat forced her to leave, or all of Tokyo might be destroyed.
Tokyo being destroyed, that's like... That's your problem. You gotta tackle the real scourge with fly tipping.
Yeah.
Right into the canal, no less.
But I did appreciate that while your man's like, oh, look at him fucking down in the canal, dumping shit. And your man's on the other side is like, have they got anything good? It's like, it's all fucking broken. It's like, I'm fucking calling it in. Oh, these motherfuckers are going to get it. Excuse me. His phone voice being much higher and nicer. You know, everyone has a phone voice, the official phone voice. And it's just... He's doing the best he can, but he was also willing to steal all of that shit if it was any good. Is the other thing, because as they explained, they fix stuff and they sell it. They're going around town in the van picking up broken electronics. They fix it. They'll sell it in the school fair and make funding for the club. I was like, yeah, it's a pretty good system, and it's recycling, so it is beneficial to the community. But he's also a weirdo.
While they're out and about in the morning, we do get a glimpse of a character who we haven't properly met yet as well.
Yes.
Yeah, she was there in the previous episodes, just like, here's that girl from school. Let's go. We need to talk to her for and saying, yeah, I don't. It's like, no, what's the history there? What is that?
Yeah. I assume she might have a cat, because she has the kind of design that suggests she has a cat.
Yes, and there's a third cat in the opening credits who we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
It was quite enjoyable, so if I can find time, I'll still watch it. But hey,
and even your man's like the main arc being the characters need to learn how to fucking change a plug so that Tokyo doesn't explode. And the kind of B plot of this new cat is racist, and he learns like, maybe I shouldn't be racist anymore. I'll start by being nice to this human who keeps taking me home and feeding me. It's just like, be nice to that guy.
Not convinced at all, like, it's just a fun shit. Look at him sticking away. Typical racist phrase. It's just will not let it go. Yeah, get out of here, racist, a big racist.
It's very good because the thing that has convinced him to not be racist is while the other humans were taking pictures of him and putting him on fucking TikTok and shit, like she went and picked him up, and everyone's like, "Oh, I didn't even get to record him and everything like that." And he's like, "Kindness from an inferior being. Perhaps I was wrong to be racist." Whereas, yeah, like you say, MuuMuu was just like, "Is it shit about?"
It's the Timaro, the double cat that got stuck in the door. We forgot to inform you the cat is racist.
It's a good show. Like that's the problem of the season. There's so many fucking good things. Too many good things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Dinner Table Detective, episode 4. Please be aware of 2 timing affairs. File 1.
This was a kind of excruciating ordeal for me because it's fun saying, "Why she wearing lifts? Why she wearing lifts? Why she wearing lifts?" And then we get to the very end and fucking fucking the butler's figured out, "Oh, my miss, you're so blind. She was obviously wearing elevator shoes." Fun saying, "That's what I'm saying. I was wearing lifts."
There's more to it than that.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that. It's also about everyone lies about their height on their dating profile.
Yes, she's one woman goes in one height, and then she's exiting wearing his lifts. So when the mascot said that she was 10 centimeters tall, less,
she was shorter than him.
Yes.
So the idea is like he's wearing his lift shoes, and then when this woman who's shorter than him at the event leaves, she's a taller woman. So she's wearing his shoes, and he's wearing like not the shoes. That it's that kind of idea.
No, so what it is so the first 2 things are literal heights.
Yeah, sorry.
So they find his. So what's happened is, first of all, our characters are at the festival. We've got the 2 school friends back again. I was like, oh, that's fun, but they're going to carry on being part of this story.
Yeah, continuing characters where they're just like, they see it's a couples festival, and they're all like, I'm going to get married by the end of the year. And like, no, you're not. And it's like, I'm going to get married by the end of the year. It's like, no, you're not. And the butler cannot witness any of the crime evidence stuff because he's been brought in to be a tokusatzu villain for the local mascot rangers.
I think he's a
capitalist Dracula.
Yeah, pretty much, because he's attacking the mascot. Is like, I'm going to buy things online. It's like, no,
my footfall.
And then we see a smashed phone being pulled out of some water, and then opening credits, and then the crime is this man has been stripped to his underpants, and he's dead in his apartment, and he's been poisoned, is what they think. He's 160 centimeters tall. That's our first clue.
So he's a little short, like on the shorter end for guys. But the other thing is that it's like, well, he probably killed himself. It's like he killed himself, and he poisoned himself, took off all his clothes, put them in the washing machine. They're not in the washing machine, like the stains from the as your man keeps pointing out the it's not curry, it's he's like yakisoba every time he fucking he's like, what's that smell? He's like, he's a brilliant fucking detective. It's like there's a yakisoba stain in the washing machine and everything. It's like, but there's no fucking clothes, and it's just like, so it's a locked room mystery. It's like, or the killer took the keys and left with his clothes. It's like, or that's the other thing I was thinking. Good job, detective. You're on the same wavelength as me. And she's like, fucking hell, this guy's an idiot. But she's also an idiot to not know that platform shoes or stilettos or things that make you taller exist. I was on the same thing as you, Niall. Just fucking, that's you're stuck on the heights thing when that is a very changeable thing.
Even make you appear tall, because she's wearing a long dress, she had long hair, and a big hat. Like it draws the eye.
The second clue is that the Yellow Ranger saw a woman exiting at 9 or 10 p.m. from that apartment, and she was 170 centimeters tall.
Because the last time he was seen alive at the party where the yakisoba got knocked into his pants by the mascot. Also, they interviewed the Yellow Ranger in costume and the mascot in costume. That's just who they are, which is really funny.
They are real people.
What, this living house is a real person? I guess so. But the house saw this shorter woman with him at the party. He got yakisoba spilt on him, but then the Yellow Ranger saw a tall woman leaving. She was about as tall as me, and it's like, that's taller than him, though.
And now detectives say, oh, she must be about 10 centimeters taller than him. So they think he's 100 because they took the measurements of him. They still got the 160 in their head. So they think this woman's gone into the apartment 150 and come out at 170. But of course, there is a pair of shoes, and they can't know this because they can't go and spot it in the anime because they can't see the flashback like we can see the flashback.
That's
so we
true.
can see can see the two flashbacks.
They were there, to be fair, like,
yes.
but they didn't see this guy beforehand.
No, they didn't see her leaving the apartment. So the thing is, you can see in the anime is she's leaving the apartment wearing his shoes.
Yeah.
So then they get the three suspects who are all helpfully 10 centimeters different in height.
And your man keep going like asking is like it's some sort of a plant fertilizer that can be used as a poison. Yeah. And he's like, do you have a garden at home? And she's like, you could just buy it in the shop. That's not a difficulty, because one person's working in a florist and she's like, oh, here's that specific poison to grow your roses. And it's just like, and he's like, see, and it's like, yeah, but any one of them could have walked in here and bought that from her, because it's a regularly available thing. Like it's not the gotcha you think it is.
It has to be the middle one who's 106 centimeters, because that way she appears 10 centimeters shorter than him where he's wearing the flats outside, the elevated shoes outside, and she's wearing flats. And then she'll appear 170 centimeters when she's leaving the flat, when she's wearing the 10 centimeter elevated shoes.
It's basic maths. The thing we're kind of missing is obviously at the party where you got the yakisoba spilled on his pants. That was like a half an hour before the estimated time of death in the apartment, but she didn't leave the apartment till like 10. Like there's a huge, like, why did you spend so long? And also, why'd you take all these fucking clothes? I get the shoes,
it may take longer than it may take a while to strip him down.
Fair, but it's there's a little bit missing there, I think. But I think you have the right.
But in terms of figuring who it is, I think it has to be 160 centimeters.
Yeah, mathematically, it kind of has to.
Yes, I enjoyed it because it's an algebra problem, but with murder.
If a murderess enters an apartment at 160 centimeters and going to a train going 90 miles an hour,
fires a bullet traveling at 3 meters per second.
Yeah,
we should say
it's basically that.
They're explaining all the detectives' harebrained theories with those comically basic CG models.
Oh, that was so good, because it's as stupid looking as their fucking harebrained theories. Like they're really bad CG models of like zooming in at fucking Crime Watch. Here's what we think happened.
Yeah, they used them as a last, like, they're quite popular on like Japanese videos. Like the news and, like, what is opinion kind of bleed into each other from show to show, but like they always using those, like, well, we have no evidence of who murdered this crime, but if he did it, here's a reconstruction of how that might have gone on. But it's almost fucking tried in the papers with these people.
Yeah, but this is a good parody of that kind of thing. I think. See, the thing is, the mystery is fairly simple. We're pretty sure we know who fucking did it, but we're having a good time is the main thing.
Yes.
So it has a lot of fucking jokes, mostly at our detective's expense. But
no, Kageyama, don't you tell it for me, because you just call me, like, stupid or absurd, or no, I'm not going to have it again. It's like, oh, my dear lady, I have so many other ways to insult you, as you will find out.
And the contrast between his overacting, overreactions with her playing the straight man, and then her overreacting to the butler playing the straight man later, I was just like, that's so good. They're very funny vocal reactions out of both of them. It's really good.
Yeah, I get the feeling a big part of this is for fans of the particular voice actors in this show. Because I think your two detectives are laying on their personalities pretty thick.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We got one piece to talk about next week. I finished watching the Detective Conan movies that are available to me. The one from last year, I didn't get to see in the cinema because it was only playing in London. I kind of wish I'd seen it in the cinema because it's very good, and it finally explains why Shinichi and Kaito Kid look so similar and have the same voice actor.
Did they just go to the same barber, or what's it?
No, I won't say it for
finishing
this,
school.
but if you want to find out, you watch the movie. I think they've hinted
Fair enough.
They've hinted at it in earlier episodes, so essentially it doesn't contradict anything. The other funny thing is, though, that Onimaru just turns up at random towards the end of the film.
Hey guys, I got a new anime coming out.
Yeah, so the one character who we'll meet right towards the end of YAIBA, who's fairly established in Conan, he's a bigger part of the film. And when he shows up to help in a fight, he goes, I found this other strong guy and brought him with me. And you just see bodies flying in the distance, and then you see it's Onimaru, and you're like, no explanation. It's just purely for fans at this point, the way they make these movies. And obviously that
is pretty fun, yeah.
The current YAIBA show that we're watching, even though it's different animation studios. Like, you know, YAIBA's coming at this point, so here's a little bit of YAIBA as a tease.
We both got our money from the same man. Let's not have any illusions here.
No, it's a lot of fun and a lot of fun. It spins off from a lot of it hinges on that story where Kaito Kid was disguised as Kazuha and stole Heiji's first kiss from him. So a lot of the opening of the film is Heiji being incensed at Kaito Kid for his first kiss being with him and not the woman who he wants to spend the rest of his life with.
A lot of people pay good money for their first kiss to be Kaito Kid. I'm just saying.
I'm fairly, yes, I'm sure they're very much aware of that. And so the film also acts as a way of like how that's not going to be an issue when it comes up in the comic again. They won't be at each other's throats because we've dealt with it in this film. Even though the film is not strictly canon, the line is incredibly blurred at this point. Even more so, I think, than the One Piece movies, because the One Piece movies often can't physically exist within the canon of the TV.
Sometimes they have to be canon, but there's no possible way all these characters could be in this place at the same time because of continuity.
So instead, what it does is it teases canon. It's like it's like, here's a little hint of some stuff that's coming up. Those little bits of story will be canon. So sort of One Piece Red's the first time that the Vigilant name gets brought up, and we've seen in the comic there's hints that Shanks' daughter did exist in the canon, but we'll never see her, so we don't know if the story that appears in One Piece Red ever.
Honestly, the older I get, the more I'm like, who gives a shit about canon, man?
No,
as long as you're having a good fucking time, I don't fucking care.
Conan, where YAIBA exists both as fiction and reality, is fine.
Hey, it's me, Onimaru. I used to be a demon. You'll find out more in YAIBA coming next year. I was just like, yeah, that's fine. Just have fun with it. Like, as long as you're having a good time, it really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I think they hint that he's descended from Hijikata as well.
Oh man.
Yeah, because the good thing about that story is the story at the start is it feels like the antagonists who are after this treasure. It's got a very Golden Kamuy type feel, to the point where at one point it's suggesting that the treasure is going to be a load of gold, and it is taking place in Hokkaido and the surrounding areas. But then it's slowly it's no, you're not in Golden Kamuy, you're in a Detective Conan story, and so therefore there's going to be ironic tragedy instead of gold. You'll not find
it was actually silver. Oh no!
Oh well, it's pretty good. Second place now.
Yes, it's like I've done all these murders, and for this, it's very much the reaction to all the people. Also, it's one of these ones where there's no innocent people. It's like everybody involved is a criminal.
Okay.
But I'm decided to tax evasion. I'm a murderer. I should be the same bracket as these people.
And
none are spared.
And these later ones they've definitely wisely gone for like Mission Impossible type ridiculous action scenes rather than just blowing up a building. So this one has a sword fight on the wings of a Cessna.
Oh, right.
I guess.
Yeah, so I highly recommend that one. And I guess I should wait excitedly for the next one. I see today, as we're recording, that all the anime and their parent distribution company, is it PlayOn, have got the rights for that new film by the Old Taxi people.
Oh yes, the Baku Kinoshita is the fucking director of it. The First Blossom, The Last Blossom, something like that.
The Last Blossom, yes.
Okay.
About a Yakuza and a talking plant.
Does he also have a head injury?
Quite possibly.
There's like, the director's team is just saying, oh, it's about like, concussions and injuries like that. Now, responsible for many crimes and tragedies. But yeah, but that's always up for anything that those folks are involved in.
Rightio, we'll leave it there. We'll be back next week with more of the same. Goodbye.
Even more. Ta-ta.
I'll stop the recording.